Nothing is being burnt. No parali is being burnt. No water is being put into any pond or any lake or any river.
Blame game happens between political parties. The Delhi government says that the UP government is polluting the river and the so forth.
The issue of parali is an issue that has come up in last 5, 10, 15 years. It was not there before because we had animals that used to have these as feed and fodder.
Hello and welcome to another episode of Oneindia Special Series. I'm your host, Aarushi Ranjan, and today we have a truly inspiring guest with us, Mr. Ajit Kumar. As the founder of Khushigram, a social and green platform, he aims to create sustainable and satisfying livelihoods in villages and small cities by integrating innovative practices. With his wealth of experience and deep rooted commitment to the sustainable development goals, today we will explore his vision on the severe AQI level of Delhi, which is considered very poor right now. Mr. G, thank you so much for joining us on One India.
Thank you.
Okay, so as somebody who is deeply involved in sustainable development, how do you personally view the current air quality situation in Delhi? And I would also like to know that what concerns you the most?
See, last few days have been bad, but the worst is yet to come. So this is a
Okay,
fact. We all know and understand. So we have to be ready for the worst now.
okay,
Grab 2 is already there in place. I think next stages will come soon. So we have to be prepared for this. We should have been prepared for this better because
mhm.
last year also we spoke a lot on. I think
Yeah,
to you
every
also
year,
and
same
the
situation.
same situation. So we are quite late actually. We are running late. Like you miss the train and you are at some other station and train is at 3, 4 stations ahead. So how to reach that station? So it's that kind of situation. So it's
Okay.
like disaster management flight should come, special plane should come and take you to the third station so that you catch the train. So it's like that, basically. So we
What
need to
concerns you the most about this situation in Delhi?
situation is that when you come out of your vehicles or like if you are in a car or something, it's still okay. Though somewhere or the other, the air also still comes, enters the car, but still like it's not, it's manageable. But when you are on a two-wheeler, when you are walking, when you are cycling, which is the cycling is or the walking is the most eco-friendly mode of transport or travel, then you are really choked. You can't breathe. You can't because last 3, 4 days I try to use the minimum footprint vehicles or the modes of transport, mostly metros and connecting through bikes or cycles and other things. But
Okay.
last 3, 4 days, it was really like I had a very, very tough time. I was just thinking and then washing my face and trying to see how we can take out the pollution that has entered in my body. So it's very,
Yeah.
very tough and severe headache and a lot of other problems. And these are like just start because you are there on the road for just 20, 15, 20 minutes and then you enter some place. Then again you are on the road. If you are someone is on the road for say hours, it's really very, very tough. Lot
Very
of
true.
diseases. And then it depends on immunity, but immunity, how much immunity can anyone have or how much immunity can save you? Where
Yeah.
everywhere you have these all these greenhouse gases around you. So it's really
Okay.
very tough at choking.
Yes, it's very difficult to survive in this kind of polluted air. Sir, you work with very rural people, you go to rural places. So, I would like to know how does poor air quality in urban areas like Delhi affects the livelihoods of individuals, particularly in rural and semi-urban communities that you work with?
See, every problem is interlinked. So it basically depends. Like if someone is poor in say Delhi, that will not increase uh, that will also increase poverty in other places. So it's interlinked. I mean to say that if someone has a paying capacity, someone is working in Delhi and someone doesn't work, that person falls sick, then
Hmm.
that affects his paying purchasing capacity. And if that person is purchasing from villages, maybe fruits, maybe vegetables, maybe other things, then it becomes very difficult in that case. so they can't buy much. So that way, the livelihood of the rural people is affected. Similarly, the good things that rural people make, maybe handicrafts, maybe some pottery and other items, that also they won't buy, or they will buy less. So that definitely affects their livelihood, and so it's like everything is interlinked: environment,
Yeah.
health, livelihood, everything,
Yes,
water
definitely.
quality, all these. So
Yes,
that is
yes.
the linkages we should understand. And actually, in our education system in India earlier,
Hmm.
the kind of education system we had, and now the new education policy emphasizes that kind of education system, where things that are interlinked are understood well, interdisciplinary things are understood well. Everything is linked. It's not like physics, or physics is not related to chemistry, chemistry is not related to biology, and all these are not related to economics and history and other things. Everything is interrelated. So we have to
Yeah.
understand this. Not कि एक चीज पढ़ लिया या एक चीज जान लिया तो सब कुछ हो गया. It has to be like mix of basic understanding of everything has to be there with everyone. Then only we can live a good life and give the nature, the world around us a good, keep that in good condition. So that is there.
Yes, definitely. You're very right. Sir, given your focus on agriculture and natural farming and rural areas, I would like to know that what role do you think that sustainable agriculture practices can play in improving air quality in cities?
Very good question. And in fact, that was the problem. That is the problem that many the central government and many state governments are dealing with. There was a meeting also, I think, 2 or 3 days back, with the
Okay.
ministers, environment ministers of the states, states near Delhi NCR, and the Union Minister, Agriculture Minister Shivraj Chauhan ji. And there are a lot of problems were discussed. The issue of parali. The issue of parali is an issue that has come up in last 5, 10, 15 years. It was not there before because we had animals that used to have these as the feed and fodder. And then we used to plan the cycles of the crops. That was sustainable planning. It was not that everything has to be grown everywhere. We grew as per the native, we had the native species, native seeds, and we used to grow our food accordingly as per the environment. Not that we'll grow everything everywhere, and not we'll see that what is the government is giving MSP on certain things, so we'll grow that only. So I was saying that millets, things like millets and things, superfood like sattu, which is like roasted
Yes, I know.
roasted chana, roasted black gram, and then
Mm-hmm.
you just
Very
grind it.
famous
So
in
that is there.
Bihar.
Very famous in Bihar, UP, and it's very healthy. And there is a dish that litti you must have heard of, which
Yes.
you can see at many places in Delhi NCR. That litti is a very healthy food, and it
Yes,
can
it
last for
is.
2 3 days. These were sustainable food systems. So agriculture and food was interlinked with animals, livestock. So
Okay.
livestock, agriculture, and food, processed food. So healthy food that was processed, healthy food to eat. That lasted long time, and people were healthy. But then we started saying that sattu is for low grade, like for labor class, and millets is for labor class, and we are like say a higher class, so we should eat rice and wheat and all this. There is a lobby that is all behind this, and who had tried to create this, because unless if people are healthy, then many people won't earn their money from. So that is the problem. So again, people are
Yeah.
coming back to millet. Very good that people are coming back to millet, sattu, and makhana, foxnut, and all these. So this is very good now. I think
Even
we
the
should.
food is westernizing, I would say. People are nowadays eating chia seeds and all, but avoiding sattu and the food which India has originated. Anyways,
Uh,
coming back to the topic, so we were talking about government plans, and you mentioned that some meeting was held regarding all of these environmental issues which is being faced in the capital of India. So, do you think any specific policies or initiatives you would like to recommend to government bodies to address the air quality crisis more effectively? Because we see that meetings are being held. Take the Jamuna issue every year, like game happens between political parties. The Delhi government says that the UP government is polluting the river and the so forth. So, do you have any specific like ideas which we would like to give to the government so that the air quality doesn't deteriorate in Delhi?
yes, definitely. We should work in clusters. So that is how India was and India worked. Like we had villages. villages were self-sufficient. Similarly, we should look at every village or every like a couple of villages and or some places in city and combine them together and see at the source. So water quality at the source, environment quality at the source, agriculture at the source, and see that nothing is being burnt. No parali is being burnt. No water is being put into any pond or any lake or any river. No wastewater. I mean to say, no polluted water. And whatever water we use, which is like say, so from our say waste, what we call wastewater, municipal waste or whatever waste, we can recycle it and we can reuse it, and it can be recycled without sending it to the rivers. Why send it to the river or ponds or lakes? Why not leave the lakes, rivers, pond uh, aviral and nirmal, as we say? So we need to do that, and it can be done. It's not difficult to be done, and there can be committees at panchayats level, block levels. They are like bodies, and this third layer of government, which we call the city government and the village government, they can do that. It can be done.
Yes.
So we should do at that level instead of just looking at the government of India level or the state government level. It won't be possible. Every time we'll talk, and we can involve. It has to be a multi-stakeholder approach. So NGOs, civil society, citizens of that place, panchayats, then district government, state
Hmm.
government, central government, and corporates. Everybody has to come together, and together they can do. It's not a big issue. And in fact, corporates can earn money from there. Many new startups can come. Many young people can have their startups in the villages and around, and they can earn
Yep.
money also. They can
Hmm.
stay in and around their villages, take care of their parents or grandparents, take care of their motherland, and then they can earn money also, and they can enjoy that life, which we actually we when we go to village, we think we don't want to come to the city, come to Delhi back, but we have to because we have a lot of work here.
Hmm. Yes. Sir, the last question which I would like to ask you is I want to know your view that how and what does a sustainable and healthy urban environments look like? If you have to give a view of that, and what steps are necessary to achieve that vision which you are putting for cities like Delhi?
We can have areas like we have chosen three areas in Delhi: NCR, Mayur Vihar Phase One, and
Hmm.
Noida Sector 62 and Indrapuram, which is a cluster. And third
Hmm.
cluster is Knowledge Park 2. And all we are trying to work with partner schools or colleges. So they are our first partners. So we form a planning committee, and that we form a planning committee after a few meetings, and then planning committee has stakeholders from all areas of specialization. So maybe 150 or 200 members of the planning committee. Then they plan together and see how work can be done. And maximum work we try to see that companies, corporates, public sector, private sector, or startups do that work. So once they do that work, you don't have to pay anyone. They are getting paid by doing that work from the agency, or be it the apartment, or be it the community, or be it the government. So they get paid from there officially. That is there. Whatever gaps are there, that needs to be fulfilled through the CSR funds or the government funds or the philanthropy funds or the contributions from the people. So that gap should be minimal, less. And if we work together in a good manner, in 5-10 years, that gap can be say 5%, 10% only. Initially it will be bigger because that system is not built. So we need to build that system. Multi stakeholders coming together and trying to solve the problems of a population of say 10,000, 20,000, 50,000, which is not very tough. If we try to think that pure Delhi, if we try to take care of the whole Delhi solution, one team, one group, one ministry, one government, one party, or one person can solve, it won't be possible. So we need to look at that. That way we can look at stretches like Mayur Vihar Phase 1. We have Sanjay Lake, which was a very beautiful lake earlier. We can revive that. That can help increase water levels also, as well as reduce pollution. A place for tourism also, for people to visit, meet, interact, cultural exchanges. When cultural exchanges are there, peace is there. People don't fight much. These days you'll see people fighting many places. So peace and harmony is created. So all the relevant sustainable development goals and targets can be fulfilled together. Relevant because 169 targets are not applicable everywhere. Every place there will be might be 90, 100, 110 targets that will be applicable. So the targets that are applicable, we need to work in that direction, and it can be done. And it can be a beautiful place. I can imagine in our vision we already have, because we think so. We have that, like no, when we see a film, we have that visual in mind how beautiful Delhi can be, and how beautiful
Yeah,
faces. Everybody is smiling.
Delhi.
Everybody.
Delhi is already so beautiful. It is the national capital of India. It's just us, the people, who are polluting the environment and making Delhi dirty. Otherwise, the place is
That's true.
as beautiful as you can imagine.
That's true. And people can stay like a family, big family, like family, brothers, sisters, uncle, aunts, grand aunts, and all. So one can enjoy lives and everybody can be together without conflict, without fighting, and without thinking this is mine and this is everything is a shared. In fact, everything is shared. We might be staying there for some time, 10 years, 20 years, 50 years, but we won't be there always. So we need to understand this, and once we understand this, then things will be easy.
Thank you, Mr. Ajit, for sharing your insights on the critical issue of air quality in Delhi and its broader implications for sustainable development. Your commitment to building sustainable livelihoods and fostering community engagement is inspiring and highlights the importance of collective action, which you were mentioning, that we all need to come together collectively to make Delhi a better place to live in. Thank you to our viewers for joining us on this important conversation. Thank you so much.